Stevie Smith will be okay as soon as they can get him out of the car. In fact, he is now going to ride back to the pit area in the car. They have the car picked up. It is on the back of the wrecker, and Stevie is still sitting inside the car, and he is going back to the back pit area with the car itself. So Stevie is okay.
Let me explain that procedure just a bit. Thanks, Ralph. The rule here in the series is that you stay in your car unless you require medical attention. You stay in the car, get you back to the pit area, and if he is okay, but just feeling a little woozy, then they'll be able to get him settled down there, take some time. He'll be able to take as much time as he needs getting out of that car. We'll be able to get our show restarted here. But as long as he's uninjured, that is the procedure.
Well, also staying in the car, it might give him a chance to catch his breath and just stay away from everybody till he gets his thoughts collected, and you know, when everybody starts asking him all the questions.
Good idea. We'll recap this and have another look at it in a minute. Right now, let's have a look at our Delco race recap from our last action of 1993. Here's Ralph.
Flagman Doug Clark spent more time waving the yellow than the green in the first qualifying race. No major accidents, but minor bumps and spins slowed the action down. While most of the drivers were frustrated by this, Jeff Shepard loved it as he got out front and stayed there for the win. The action got a little wilder in qualifying race number 2 as the contact became more fierce. No one was hurt, but there were quite a few torn up race cars. Up front, Stevie Smith and the Mannheim Auctions entry had finally hit on the right setup with crew chief Moon Byers. The Pennsylvania driver stayed out of trouble and claimed the win. In the main event, things stayed clean early, allowing for some good competition. Smith tried to break away. The traffic hindered his effort and allowed the white number 1 of Sammy Swindell to close in. Steve Kinser hauled in Sammy to set up a fight for second. Position to Kinser. Steve caught a break while charging when series points leader Jeff Swindell spun, bringing out a yellow. Smith had a tight grip on the lead as Kinser tried everything to wrestle it away from him. Sometimes second is better than first. Case in point, Smith gets hung up with lap traffic. Kinser, with time to react, dives to the bottom and takes his second Slick 50 Sprint Car World Series win in a row. And the results see that the Ford of Dave Blaney came home third with the Dude in 5th and Hod in 6th.
Number 2. He and Tommy Scott get together.
Not bad yet. It's about to get bad, though.
It looks bad,
yeah,
but it's not bad yet. Stevie Smith trying to miss flipping Greg Hodnett at the bottom of the screen. Gets into Tommy Scott, who had just removed his helmet.
Scary stuff with that helmet off. Real scary stuff.
Another angle.
There it is. Yeah, you know, like I talked before, they just got together. But if you look right here, you see the helmet come off. So
yeah, he's taking it off there. Yes,
he has taken it off, which was really quick.
Well, I guess you're in frustration, and Tommy certainly had 2 bad weeks in a row. You want to take that thing off and throw it as far as possible. Probably a better idea to sit there and leave it on until everything gets down to idle speed.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate there.
Yep, there's Greg Hodnett's car in the pits. Not sure if they're working on it to load it or working on it to try to get it back out. Ralph, what's the story?
Well, let's ask Greg. Greg, how bad is the car? Can you get back?
The Kelly Associates sprinter here is pretty bad. We're going to try to get it back, but it's looking pretty doubtful. Depends on how much time we got left.
Tommy Scott also told me his car is a complete write-off.
Oh, boy. Well, Greg Hodnett obviously is okay. He mentioned his sponsor first. And we will be right back.
Trailer, but Stevie looks okay. How you feeling?
My neck's a little sore, but I've been in worse shape, that's for sure.
What happened?
Well, I was close to, I guess, Hodnett or whatever, and I didn't see I guess that car was sitting there in the track. I never saw him until I hit him. It's just I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Stevie Smith, done for this afternoon, but he is okay.
Close second to Steve Kinser after nearly winning the show last time out. As we get set to go back to green. At the back of the field will be Dave Blaney in number 10. He's sustained a flat tire. So having changed it under the red flag, he goes tail end Charlie as we get the restart green flag. Freddie Raymer out with the lead. Remember, Hodnett was leading this race and flipped. Danny Lasowski in the number 5 coming after Raymer.
Best run that Danny's had.
There's going to be a caution. 66, Gary Lee Meyer bailing out of his car up there in the fourth corner area. Something's wrong.
Fire. He must have something on fire.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or hot oil or something. He's wanting to get out of there.
Rubbing his right leg as he climbs out. Now, Meyer was involved in the big crash with Tommy Scott in our last show.
You can see the fire around the engine. That's broke a fuel line or something ruptured inside the cockpit.
Now, when alcohol burns, you can't see it. It burns invisibly. That little bit of yellow you see under the engine, that's some sort of oil dripping on it that lets you see it. Other than that, you just don't know when you have an alcohol fire until you feel it.
Last year's series Rookie of the Year, like Scott, has 2 tough weeks in a row. You see, he just drives it off the track, pulls it to a halt, and jumps.
Right now, he's just wanting to get out. You know, you can see him right there struggling. You know, we got the helmet strap, your 5-point shoulder harness, and when you want to get out in a hurry, sometimes it's tough.
This guy, by the way, is the king of the 360s. In the last 3 years, he has won 114 of those.
Going to go green this time. Brent Kading is third. Behind Raymer and Lasowski, Lance Blevins. National Sprint Car Pole Rookie of the Year is fourth. Marlon Jones just picked up fifth on the start in the Sonic 34. Gary Cameron fighting for sixth with Wilcox.
Kading running in third spot. This is his best qualifying run so far.
And a big pack here, Dick, are going to fight it out back toward that last transfer spot. Andy Hillenberg in the 2, down to the inside, in amongst a big group of cars here.
Hannigan in the 91, Wilcox in the number 30 car.
This is back about 8th place. 8th now for Hillenberg. Outside of Jeff Schrum and Hannigan, but Schrum back to 9th, McCarl back at 10th.
30, that number 3 car, I should say, is Marty Wilcox.
And we're back with the leaders. Raymer now getting pressure from Lasowski in the 5.
See what Danny did there? He went on the top of the racetrack and turned it. Look at that.
Whoa.
Just hold on. Oh, he slid a little high. Can Fred get him?
Dead heat at the line. Back into 1. Lasowski up top. Traffic will be a factor.
Yep, that'll. Here they come right into the back of the lap cars.
Robert Walker in 98. Just ahead of the leaders. That is 53. John Vangemer making his first appearance in the series.
What Danny did there, I started talking. He went in on the top of the racetrack, turned it, and drove off the bottom and got a big run. And Raymer drove right by him on turn 3.
36, Sid Blanford, who made it in the non-qualifiers feature, and a spin going around at turn number 4 is Vangemer, and he stalled it. That'll bring out a caution.
Guy Forbrooks got the 5 car working really well tonight.
I couldn't believe the shot that Lasowski got off turn 2 there.
Boy, shot out of a cannon, wasn't it?
The lap car of Sid Blanford, then 21, Freddie Raymer. Lap car of Robert Walker, 98, Brent Kading at 89, Lance Blevins. And the rest of this field get the restart green.
Danny got a great restart. 36 car really held Fred up coming off 2.
Kading going to try the bottom. And it won't work up top. Raymer holds the second spot.
The bottom really slowed Kading down considerably.
And a spin car at turn 3.
86.
Kenny McCarl. The Bills White Wall Service.
He's got into something too. Yeah, see the radius rod on the right front hanging down there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's bumped into something or it just broke, but he's done.
Doesn't look at all like his brother Terry, does he?
No.
Nope.
Let's go down to the pits and Danny Lasowski's car owner. Here's Ralph.
Well, that would be Guy Forbrook, who has a unique perspective, sitting back here on the back straightaway watching through the fence. You guys have been close every week. What's so different here tonight?
Well, I don't know if we're any different now. We got I don't know if you call it luck or not, that crash. We've been running good, but we've been timing too good, so we always keep starting back too far. But hopefully tonight will be our night, and hopefully we can bring one home.
What are you going to have to do now if you can hang on the way this track is coming in for the main event?
This way. We just got to change a couple tires. I think the car is starting to come to us. The car was a little too tight to start the race. And we just talked on the radio about just trying to keep the momentum up and run Raymer down. And as the fuel load got out, he started to run him down.
The pause there, of course, Danny Lasowski talking to Guy over the radio.
Yeah, they had just given the indication to the crew chiefs that it will be green-white checker next time by. Terry McCarl and Marlon Jones there just got into it a bit under the caution. I think
Marlon can't steer his car very well, and he's going to leave the place.
Yeah, I think that is the reason they got together. I don't think that was after they got together.
No, I don't think so either, and we're seeing a bunch of bent steering components here, which is no surprise. We've had several serious wrecks in this event. Racetrack is anything but smooth. Some of the cars are running real close to that wall coming off the fourth corner, and any of that stuff will damage the components that line up the front end.
we put in 12th spot here. 91, Randy Hannigan is the bubble car, and we're back under green. 2 laps to finish this one off.
All Danny has to do now is just hold on.
Yep. Hannigan appears safe in the bubble spot.
Sosky doing a real nice job of running that cushion. He's running a nice, smooth line up there.
Just done a wheelie coming across the checker flag.
Yep.
So Danny Lasowski will pick up the win. Raymer for second spot. And Dave Blaney comes all the way up through. Brett Kading winds up in third. Chuck Miller in the fourth spot. Lance Blevins is fifth. Andy Hillenberg sixth. After a spin at the start of this event, there's Bob Kinzer going off, done for the day.
Yeah, his son Randy's in Australia. He's run 2 races so far. He's got a first and a second. Not bad.
Yeah.
And let's go to Ralph Witt, our second qualifying event winner.
Well, here comes a dude climbing out of the car, and we'll wait for him to turn around here real quick. The crew has already been setting up their tires. Danny, what you were running a diamond line on the racetrack, going up high and then coming back down. Do you think there'll be enough cushion left when you go back out in the main event to keep that line going?
I hope so. Right now it's working really good for us. Cars jumping around a little bit, but we're trying to hang on. It looks exciting out there, huh?
Danny Lasowski ready to go.
Exciting to say the least. So our 2 qualifying heats are in the books. Sprint car racers qualifying event: Danny Lasowski, Freddie Raymer, Brent Kading, Chuck Miller, Lance Blevins, and Andy Hillenberg. Dave Blaney, Marty Wilcox, Randy Tyner, a Buick-powered car. More on that in a bit. Terry McCarl, Randy Hannigan, and Jeff Schrum got the last qualifying spot. And Jeff, and this is how they celebrate New Year's at the Swindells in Memphis, Tennessee. First they do a little dancing, and then they blow up the Christmas trees.
Is that Jeff Swindell playing with matches?
Folks, do not try this at home. We recycle ours, put them in the mulch pile or something. I don't know. Ooh.
Oh, that works good. Roman candle right into the audience.
Have we seen enough of this? We've seen it. Can we bring back the Ballad of Frankie Kerr? That's still the runaway leader in our competition. But if you have a tape you'd like to send us, if you think you're the world's greatest sprint car fan, no matter how nutty your tape is, then your VHS entrance too.
Here at Canyon last year.
Here's your Slick 50 starting lineup. The heat winners: Steve Kent from Fresno and Danny Lasowski have the front row. Jeff Swindell and Freddie Raymer. In row 2, Steve Kinzer and Brent Kading from California. In row 3, Mark Kinzer with that motor change, and Chuck Miller in row 4. Joe Gertie and Lance Blevins in row 5. Sammy Swindell and Andy Hillenberg in row 6. Rocky Hodges and Dave Blaney in row 7. Jack Haudenschild and Marty Wilcox, row 8. Johnny Herrera and Randy Tyner in that Buick-powered car in row 9. Ryan Jamison and Terry McCarl in the 10th row. Brent Antill and Randy Hannigan. Sparky Howard scheduled for row 12 with Jeff Schrum, but you can see the 70 car of Calvin Landis is fired off and looks like we'll replace Howard in the show tonight. We'll be riding on board with Fred Raymer in the Budweiser number 21. Already a feature winner on the tour. Salfordville, Pennsylvania, and here from Mark Kinzer's car out of Indiana. Work in America number 52.
Nice crowd here today. This is the best crowd we've had so far at Canyon. If you're thinking about some fun to have over the course of the winter time, come on out and see us. We've still got some more racing left to go.
And a lot of warmth and a lot of sunshine, folks, out here. May be a little snowy where you are, but come and see us. 39 Ken on the front row. As you look down the inside row, Gertie. Sammy Swindell, the defending champion of this series, has yet to win a race this year. Or rather, this series. Nobody's won a race yet this year. Let's find out who will.
What a great start.
Oh, Ken Lasosky get together. Kinser caught him.
Steve Kinser almost is over. We've got 2-3 upside down to the backstretch.
Hillenberg, Blevins. Hoddenshield's in it. Blaney was in it, but got away. And the 91 of Randy Hannigan and the 39 of Steve Kent.
Is that Mark Kinser sitting?
It could be. It could be sitting back
down,
to camera.
Down over the back. I don't see.
There's Lance Blevins, the Citgo car. Hodenshield. Look at there's Mark Kinser. What a pile of junk. It started when the front row starters, Steve Kent and Daniel Lasosky, got together off road turn 2. You recall, this is Lasosky. You recall him talking about how he won that qualifying heat, getting up on the cushion and taking the shot. It looked like that's exactly what he was trying to do on Steve Kent, and they got together.
Yeah, but this time he was on the outside, and
Lasosky's on the right.
Now they just touched wheels, and that's all it took. Danny goes around. Steve Kinser, yeah, Steve Kinser right in there. Hayden gets around it.
Oh, can't believe Gertie got through, and Rocky Hodges and Johnny Herrera.
Well, it's a big parking lot out in the backstretch.
Let's see this one more time, and oh, really run it slow, and it's hard to believe how some of these cars got through the middle of this one. This is from the turn 3 camera.
Oh, Steve Kinser.
Look at the red car, Gertie, just squirting through there.
Oh,
great job by Joe Gertie.
And Swindell.
Yep.
And there's Hillenberg piling in. Lance Blevins is in.
Rocky Hodges did a great job driving through there.
Andy Hillenberg just climbed out of his car. Okay. Lasosky will stay in his for the ride back to the pits, and so will Lance Blevins. And look at the hits just keep on coming.
I'll tell you, Lasosky's car took a couple hard hits. Didn't look like Steve Kent. I don't believe anybody really touched him. I think
he got down to the bottom and stopped out of harm's way.
Yeah.
When he finally spun to a stop.
Well,
there's Blaney pulling away.
It actually started right about the point of the green flag, because Lasosky's front end came right off the ground just after the flag stand, and he was never really in control from that point.
See Hillenberg standing holding his red helmet there in the STP suit. His car is a mess. Lance Blevins is also out of his car and is okay. Let's show it to you from Mark Kinser's point of view in real time. Oh, Dave Blaney?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people see something happen on the racetrack and I think it looks like you have all the time in the world. But when you're setting in the race car, it happens so fast.
Looks like Hod's car is not bad. They're going to push him off.
Yeah.
We'll lift him off and get restarted.
Just Swindell on the bottom, Raymer on the top.
Oh, and Swindell just came right up in front of Freddie Raymer to try and establish the lead. Here comes Kinser, here comes Raymer.
We got another spin.
Another crash. Pile up turn 2. Caution is out.
Boy.
Rocky Hodges make that 4 cars.
Got Landis, Rocky Hodges.
Oh, Calvin Landis.
Yeah, 27 of Terry McCarl is in there.
First main event for Calvin Landis.
Out there.
Had a little contact sport, I guess. I really don't know if I came down into him or he came up to me. All I know is we got tore up, and we're going to try to get this thing back in there so we come from the back and win her anyway.
This crew has been working feverishly on the car. They're all over here changing just about everything they can, and with this last second hold-up, they think they might be able to make it. Jack Hodenshield's car, his crew working real hard on the front end. They've got a new wing on there. Looks like they're just about ready to go as well.
Right here.
We still have not completed a lap. Here's Hodenshield's crew. Remember, he was fast qualifier in last night's time trials. And,
that's his wife in the background supervising all this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of motivation on the part of this team to get out here and do really well. Last appearance here in the series.
And they're going to push him off.
Yeah, they sure are.
Maybe something else.
Look at the sign on Brett Kading's car.
Get well Hewitt. That's for Jack Hewitt.
Yeah.
Injured last summer at Eldora Speedway.
Hey, Jack, how you doing? He's one of the toughest sprint car racers out there.
He'll be back.
Good thing he took a real hard rap.
Well, Terry McCarl got pushed off. He's okay after that incident. So is Jeff Schrum. And Rocky Hodges and Calvin Landis. They'll all be able to restart. And here comes Hodenshield out from the pits.
A new shiny front wing on.
Yep. Didn't have time to put the Pennzoil decal on it, but that's okay.
I'm sure Pennzoil won't mind.
So complete restart, as this is the third shot at it. They'll go single file. Mark Kinzer will get a new wing on his Wirtgen number 52. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I want to be the guy who sells the wings.
Yeah, if they can get that wing changed in time. That's the key to this whole deal. They've got to get that wing changed in time for him to rejoin the field. He would not lose a position. He was already in the back of the pack, and that's where he would pick this thing up if he can get out there in time. Well, they changed an engine in 12 minutes. Can they change a wing in 1 minute? We'll see.
Let's show you how that wing attaches. You see there are the two struts coming down from the wing that they're going to bolt into place there. Look it up top as well. Not terribly difficult or time-consuming to change.
Lights are out. Mike, one of the other things that's real interesting in here is our in-car camera crew is working with them as they're trying to get the camera reattached all at the same time. So everybody is working hard, fast and furious back here. You can see Tube mechanic going to ride right along with Mark as they push start him and try to get him started. The crew is yelling to get the push truck to get him going, and Tube was going to jump off in the meantime while the car was rolling. They are set to go now.
Yeah, the in-car camera's antenna was mounted up on the wing.
Race is set to go too.
Yep, and Kinzer's going to miss it.
He's going to miss it. Yep.
Jeff Swindell, Steve Kinzer to the bottom on Freddie Raymer. Nothing there.
Nope, Steve Kinzer with that bad wing.
The guy who has been blessed through all of this has been Joe Gertie. He has threaded the needle on a couple of these, and his number 9 is unscathed. Watch for Gertie to come up through. He's in 5th place right now behind Koenig. Here's your front 2. And Dave Blaney in the Viper number 10. The Ford-powered car has yet to win this year. He's coming up through. And from the back, number 39, Steve Kent. Involved in the first accident. Kent is flying from the back of the field. There's Blaney, number 10. Whoa, big wheelie. Down the backstretch by Randy Tyner. Then Buick powered number 57. Tyner's blue car back behind Blaney.
Blaney making tremendous time upstairs.
Tyner battling Wilcox there. Well back in the field.
Track's starting to get a little black. Everybody's trying to fight for the top again.
Watch Hodenshield here and Kent. Kent is the red number 39. McCarl 27, Ryan Jamison 37, and the yellow 22 of Hodenshield mid-pack.
And that was Dave Blaney you just caught a quick glimpse of. He had gone off the backstretch, went a little bit too high on that high line. Just came back into the racetrack.
Yeah, right in front of Freddie Raymer. So there's Jeff Swindell now getting into traffic under Calvin Landis, number 70, and Jeff Strum, 51, from Freddie Raymer's car. Raymer has passed Blaney and is now moving up. That black car right ahead of him is Swindell, the leader. First and second place. He's under Swindell, turn 1.
See how close you have to get to the... Oh.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. See how close Fred got to the front straightaway wall there with the in-car camera. I just...
Raymer way over the edge. Yep. Raymer has just lost it way over the edge. He's lost a whole bunch of positions in that number 21. Had been fighting for the lead. Koenig now, engine trouble. Smoke coming out of Brent Koenig's car. The number 83 picking up the front end.
Left side of your screen, Koenig looks like he's about to go up in smoke. Trying to take advantage are Gertie, and Gertie pulls off to the infield. Something is broken on Joe Gertie's car. Swindell lapping Jeff Shrum, and Blaney is now a lap down in the number 10 car. So after Jeff Swindell, Steve Kinzer is second, Brent Koenig is third, Raymer is fourth, Sammy Swindell is fifth, and the number 3 of Chuck Miller is in 6th spot ahead of Johnny Herrera in 7th, Marty Wilcox in 8th, and back in 9th, Steve Kent, all the way from the back of the pack.
Yeah, you can see Brent Koenig smoking there. It might just be an oil fitting on the dry something's leaking a little bit. As long as it doesn't get any worse, he'll be okay.
He's definitely not going to stop.
Sammy Swindell in the 1, left side of your screen. You've just dispensed with Landis, and he's moving up toward the front. Oh, fire on Koenig's car.
Fire on fire.
Just as I said, I thought he would be okay.
He is still on the gas.
He's still driving it. Takes it off the track finally. And wisely, Doug Clark puts out the caution to allow the safety truck to come to Brent Koenig's aid.
I would say it is a fitting or something. The way he was still under power, still sticking his foot in it.
Oil fire.
When it was on fire, a fitting or something come loose, and
A lot of hot oil on the headers.
Yeah,
and up it went. As Dick pointed out earlier, if that was fuel alcohol burning, you would not see it. It burns with a colorless flame.
Right. Sometimes you can blow them out by keeping running. That time, obviously, you could not do that.
Not that one. Brent Kading is okay. And the beef is broiled.
Yeah. Look at this. This is coming off the 4th corner, and he is seriously on fire here.
But if it would have been the engine, something in the bottom of the engine breaking, you know, you can see there he's still under power and still got his foot in it.
Well, let's show you what Freddie Raymer saw from our in-car camera as he followed Kading.
There it is.
I guess about that time you start wondering if pieces are going to come back in your lap.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's, yep. Start watching for the pieces flying.
Here's Ralph.
Mike, they had a problem with an oil line during their qualifying race. They had changed some oil lines and tried to tighten them everything down. His crew chief was telling me that he just thinks maybe they just didn't get one tight enough.
Tough break for Brent Kading. We'll go home with short money today and a lot to spend. In that number 83. Dennis Roth-owned beef packers.
See him reaching,
Sweet Century.
See him reaching for the in-out box down there, trying to pull it out, getting his seat belts unhooked. He's about ready to leave.
Yeah, he's wanting out of there too. Like
a barbecue can be a fun thing.
Jeff Schrum, the 51, is lapped. So is Ryan Jamison. There's Freddie Raymer in 3rd, and Sammy Swindell in 4th. Great run for Chuck Miller. He's the 5th place car.
Jeff got a tremendous start. Kinder's all. Oh, and Rocky Hodges.
Oh, and up goes Rocky. Hannigan gets him. Landa spins, but everybody else misses. They're getting a lot of practice at this today.
Is there a full moon out? Or is it coming up?
Somewhere there is. Randy Hannigan and Rocky Hodges.
Well, so much for getting enough water in the racetrack that you can get great traction.
Let's have another look at it here. See what happened. Oops.
That thing just broke loose on him.
Yeah.
He tried to set it up for the corner, and it just broke.
Yeah, the way it turned around there, I'm not so sure something didn't lock up in the rear end, or similar to what Steve Kinser did here.
Impressive for the whole series, but tonight is his indeed best run.
Johnny Herrera is 6th, and from the back, Steve Kent is 7th, the number 39. We're back under green. Blaney is chasing Jeff Swindell, but he is a lap down. In the number 10, Steve Kinser is well back of the race leader.
That Kinser caught a rut, got really sideways, lost a little ground.
Everybody's working the high line. All the fast cars are upstairs.
There's Kinser, your 2nd place car.
See a little moisture right there in the middle and the bottom. Steve's trying to make work for him.
Here's the battle for 5th. Number 3 on your left, and 45, Johnny Herrera coming up against the 3 of Chuck Miller.
Comes Hodgeshield and Benzo car back.
And Kent in 39. Good battle here for 5th spot. And Hod dives to the inside on Miller. He's going to take it away.
Boy, nice move. White flag waving.
1 lap to go. Battle back here at 5th spot. Hodenshield has it. Jeff Swindell will pick up win number 3 in the Sprint Car World Series. It'll be Steve Kinser, Freddie Raymer, Sammy Swindell, Jack Hodenshield, Chuck Miller.
Well, how about that?
Finishing up in 6th, Johnny Herrera in 7th. Steve Kent is 8th. Brent Anthill, his best finish of the series, winding up in 9th. And we'll be back to Canyon Raceway in Phoenix, Arizona, right after this World Series. We'll go to Victory Lane, and Ralph Sheheen with the winner.
Well, we're down here with Jeff Swindell. Jeff, this racetrack seemed a lot more like the one we had the first 2 weeks where you ran on. Is that true? Did you find the right setup for that?
Well, actually, this was the best racetrack we've ever seen here. It was real comparable to what we have at night. You got a good tacky racetrack that runs all the way. I mean, you can run anywhere on the racetrack, basically. Got a little bit slick right in the middle of 3 and 4. But with a nice cushion like that, man, I tell you, I had to really run the crap out of this thing to get it around there, boy. I tell you, it worked perfect. Guys did a great job.
3 wins for Jeff Swindell.
Here's the finish. Jeff Swindell, the winner. Steve Kinzer, second. Fred Raymer was third. Sammy Swindell picked up fourth. Jack Hodenshield was fifth. Sixth to Chuck Miller, his best finish of the series. And after Miller, Johnny Herrera was seventh. Steve Kent came all the way from the back for eighth. Marty Wilcox got his best finish of the series. He was ninth. And Randy Tyner unofficially 10th. Back to Ralph.
Well, this was more of a survival thing out there, and you were searching for good dirt all over the place. Just couldn't find it?
Well, it's pretty tough to win a race when you run 8 or 10 laps under the green. I don't know, I don't know why everybody can't keep things straight, but Jeff's been lucky enough. We start on the pole every week here in qualifying things, and like I said, you run 8, 10 laps, you don't have much of a chance.
Are you surprised at that? Because we're saying we have the best track out here is what I'm hearing from some of the drivers.
Well, evidently some of them don't know as much as about as much as they can drive, I guess, but anyways, it's a shame.
Well, mechanic of the race for our Snap-on Toolbox is a tough one. Nominee to start 1994, Dick. Hope the whole year isn't quite like this.
A lot of action out here for sure. Jeff Swindell climbing up on top of his wing to wave that checkered flag for the third time.
Brad, great show.
Great show. Jeff's making a habit out of this, isn't he?
Okay. We'll do it again next week live on TNN.